The next topic we'll cover involves what your facility is required to do as a generator of hazardous waste in order to prepare for and prevent accidents and emergencies. The first thing hazardous waste generators are required to do is to provide proper aisle space to all areas of the facility in order to allow unobstructed movement of personnel, fire protection equipment, spill control equipment, decontamination equipment, to any area of the facility at all times for emergencies. Common issues that we see here are equipment blocking hazardous waste storage areas, equipment blocking emergency response equipment, and entire areas of the facility being blocked off by stored merchandise, tools, or equipment. Hazardous waste generators are also required to maintain good housekeeping of their facility. This means that you should maintain your facility to be free of spills by containing and managing spills as they occur and prevent them from happening in the first place. Additionally, you should maintain your facility to prevent accidents, such as minimizing tripping hazards, for example. And lastly, you should adopt procedures to prevent excessive chemical use, such as keeping chemicals capped when they're not in use, stored in secondary containment separate from your incompatible materials, and maintain all of your equipment in good working order. Your facility is also required to maintain emergency response equipment to respond to emergencies such as fire, chemical spill, or chemical exposure. Examples of such equipment are shown on this slide here. You must ensure that all of your equipment is maintained in proper working order. This means that all fire extinguishers should be serviced annually. Plumbed eye wash stations should be inspected regularly, and expiration dates should be checked for portable eye wash, first aid equipment, and other equipment. Hazardous waste generators are required to post emergency information containing procedures in case of a fire, spill, or other emergency. This is required to be placed near a phone with at least one person who can be contacted in case of an emergency, and should also list the locations of your emergency equipment. Our department provides a template posting in order for your facility to satisfy this requirement, and you can see that on this slide here. You provide the emergency contacts and post this near a phone alongside a site map with all locations of emergency equipment. And if you are subject to the Hazardous Materials Business Plan, you may already have a map ready that you can use. You can find this template that is available for download at www.unidocs.org, and our inspectors frequently have copies available during our inspections. You also need to train your employees in proper management of hazardous wastes, as well as emergency response and evacuation procedures. This training should be appropriate to the job duties of the employee and should cover all topics relevant to that employee's position. You may keep a log of training records for all of your employees to keep track of training, as well as to demonstrate to an inspector that you are conducting this training. However, for small quantity generators, this is not required. If you conduct the training yourself, try to make the training last. Be creative when conducting this training so that the information that you provide sticks in their minds. And for those of you who are one-man operations, you are still required to be trained. This class is a great start to accomplishing that goal, but ensure that you maintain your hazardous waste training so that your knowledge doesn't slip. Now that we've covered a little bit about the requirements for emergency response and training, are there any other questions?